everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bruin Banter. Ow! So this past weekend, the Bruins competed against Oregon State at home, scoring a season high of a 198.075. But before we recap the meet, we want to introduce our guest, Katelyn Ohashi.
Hi.
She is a woman of many words, guys, trust me. All right, let's recap the meet. So the Bruins started off on vault, and it wasn't our best rotation, but you could tell that every intention was positive and aggressive. But definitely in the gym this week, we're working on those landings.
And then your Bruins headed over to the uneven bars where Anna Glenn came into the lineup scoring a 9.875, sticking her dismount. So proud of her.
All right, now the interesting part comes. The Bruins headed over to beam, and we started off with a fall, but our beam lineup is so strong and so confident. So we ended up tying the school record of a 49.725. And on that event, we were definitely flirting with some 10s, guys. One judge gave a 10, the other gave a 9.95.
I think
two 9.975s.
opposite judges gave us 10s.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's fine. It was a 10 in our hearts.
And then the Bruins went over to floor where everybody in the lineup scored a 9.9 or above. But we ended on the highest note of the meet with Katelyn Ohashi scoring a perfect 10 finally. The judges wanted to give it to her, so you know.
To close off the meet, Kate, how did you feel during the meet?
The first two events, I think I added to the slow part, honestly. Bars, I almost followed my toe on, yet again. So, you know, it was just kind of messing around up there.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Yeah.
I didn't see the fight, but I heard it. I heard the fight.
I saw the fight.
I felt the fight. So beam, after we had Brielle fall, the first person up, I was sitting there and I was like, oh no, I was like kind of nervous and I was like kind of getting in my head, but then I was like, no. I was like, this is where I thrive. Just got up there and really dialed it in, and then.
It's a beautiful routine.
Thanks. Same with you.
Thanks.
and then floor, honestly, I like really wasn't expecting a lot for some reason. I was really tired. I was like, all right, we gonna get through it. And then yeah, so.
Hey, you trusted your training, right? Those are the moments.
That's honestly Katelyn Ohashi for you. She was just herself. Like, she really pulls through, honestly, when she's tired, when she's hungry.
Her mind is so strong, guys. Like, when we say have a strong mental mind, she is the epitome of a strong mind. She can pull it out of her pocket whenever she wants. She wanted to do a perfect 10-meet routine right now in these clothes. She goes, but she would do it. I think she can too.
I really look up to that aspect of you. If you didn't know, like, I aspire to be like you sometimes.
Even though she's shorter.
Even though, like, she's 5 inches shorter than me.
But you look up still.
I still look up.
You still look up.
And then down.
Where does your strong mentality come from?
Honestly, like, I think this year I've actually gotten in my head more frequently than like I used to. But I think just like staying loose the whole time, just like, I don't know, I don't try to have a strong mentality. It just kind of happens when you don't think about things. So I guess that's where it comes from.
Why do you think you're in your head more this year?
So I talked to my my acupuncture lady, and she said, like, when you're, because I have stomach problems, so like this year I've been battling with like nutrition and stuff, and I feel like, so she said your adrenaline and like nervous things are so close that like when you're malnourished, they kind of start to waver and like get mixed up. So
that's interesting.
My battle this year, yeah.
But I feel like you've been dealing with the battle so well because you've been starting poetry.
Yeah, that's actually helped a lot. Like whenever I performed it for the first time, I like got to go out and like I was something bigger than like everything else.
We were actually there when she went to go perform, and it was so cool seeing her in this environment. And we loved you, they loved you, we were snapping for you. If you guys haven't seen the video, because it was posted or something, right?
Yeah, it's on my blog, it's on Twitter.
Yeah, so go check it out if you haven't seen it, because it's amazing. It has a great message to it. So
thank you.
And then getting back to gymnastics just for a little bit, and then we can, I know, we just got to step away from it. This season is actually the first time you've been in the all-around since your freshman year. What inspired you to come back into the all-around?
It's funny because I literally used to say I'm retired on vault. Like I was telling everyone, yeah, like I'm done. and then one day, like I don't know, I think I was bored during practice, and Randy was like,
"Oh, that's right. You literally." She was like, "I'm gonna do vault today." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "I'm doing your Chanko." I'm like, "Okay, you go, Kate."
Randy and I were just like joking around, but I was like, no, like I'll like actually do it. And so I just got in the gym and started.
I remember when that happened because I remember I was like, "Is that Caitlyn vaulting?" Because I don't know, just.
I think I do remember you like making that decision, like, vault's like not for me.
Yeah, because I remember you being like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna vault." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's fine." Like, well, what do I know?
Well, that's Caitlyn for you. Well, yeah, so that's super
full
cool.
of surprises, guys. You gotta keep in.
She can just decide to, you know what, I think I'm gonna do vault today.
Right, you have to stay tuned with her.
Now she's up in the lineup.
She has a blog from last year. Now she's doing poetry. What's next?
You gotta stay tuned.
Yeah, you gotta stay tuned. So the topic that you talked about in your poem is very deep and sensitive. What does it mean to you to be able to get your voice out there and speak up for people who aren't able to and aren't as brave?
Because of like our platform that we have, I think it's super important because yeah, like you said, not everyone is able to or wants to. So like giving messages that kind of show that you're not alone in situations. Like my shirt, Artivist, it mixes art and activism together, and I did a lot of that, a lot of studying like art activism last quarter, and it's something that I got like really into because it's like there's so many worldly issues that we overlook, and there's so many different art forms. Mine happens to be like writing and literature and poetry, and so it sends a message in a creative way instead of it just being there. And like this way people can interact with it how they want to, interpret things, how they feel like relates to them.
And then starting from your blog and now getting into poetry, do you feel more confident in your voice?
For sure, become more confident in it because it's like, you know, when you sit there and think that like, oh, one person can't make a difference, but it's crazy the amount of people that have like reached out from my blog and like all this other stuff that's like, it does make differences in people's lives, and like you literally never know who you're affecting by these things.
And you've gotten a lot of letters too from the blog. Like I remember you read one to us one time in a team meeting, and it was very I think it hit all of us in just the soul, and it was very deep, and it definitely shows that it makes a difference. Like one person can make a difference, and you can touch other people's lives. So now onto the Twitter questions. This one's from @Sally_McConnell. What made you choose your Michael Jackson floor routine?
I was inspired by his dance moves, and you know, I was kind of scared because like I can't butcher his name, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, you can't like choose it and be trash.
Yeah, exactly. Like I really seen this one where it was like best Michael Jackson machine. I was like, let me watch it, and I was like, so I'm like, but no, I thought it'd be really exciting to have. Like I wanted something like change it up and like, you know, show off some moonwalks.
And then tying into the last question I just asked, this one is from Kathleen. What is your favorite part of your floor routine?
Definitely after my glide 360, the ow, and my and of course. My mom's like, I have one part. She's like, I don't like the laugh at the end. And I was like, that is the only part that I did. That's the only part I created.
One last question from Sophia. How has elite gymnastics changed your life perspective?
I feel like people would like ask like why, or like, do I regret anything? And like, I for sure don't regret anything because of all the things that it has taught me. Like, it's taught me determination and like not giving up when things get hard, and met a lot of amazing people throughout it. Improved like almost not just like gymnastics wise, but like as a human and like what it takes to make it places. And so I think that was probably one of the biggest things I could get back from
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Kate. Thanks, Kate, for coming on the show.
Thank you guys.
She's gonna do big things, guys.
This weekend, your Bruins will be traveling to Lincoln, Nebraska to compete at the Masters Classic.
And that'll be this Sunday, March 4th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time on Bruin Banter. Take two. Bruin Banter. Ow!